So you've been told in the past that doubt is blocking your manifestation. And every time you question this process, you shrink into that feeling of what if it doesn't work? And you're pushing your dreams and your desires away. You've been taught to fight it, to suppress it, to plaster over it with toxic positivity. But what if I told you that's a lie? It's understanding that fundamental misunderstanding that creeps into your mind and keeps you stuck. And what if doubt really isn't your weakness, but your most potent, untrapped superpower? I'm about to show you how to stop fighting that doubt and use it for your fuel as your manifestation to get the life you really want and to master through the impossible. So when you're ready, get into a comfortable position, and as the music slowly changes, take some deep breaths, ready for this wonderful relaxation journey. And as you take your nice long deep breaths, start to feel your body relax. When we relax the body, we can relax the mind, a place where you can visualize, a place where you can allow self-doubt to fuel your manifestation goal. Make sure you will not be disturbed. All lights are turned down. When you're ready to take your journey, your hypnosis journey. And during this process, I'll ask you to use your visualization skills. You can imagine in your mind now that there's a door in front of you. Maybe a colored door, or a glass door, a wooden door. It really doesn't matter, it's what's right for you. And as you open up the door, you go and take a seat in this room with 2 chairs. 2 comfortable chairs, a place where you feel safe and relaxed, and you know that you can talk through any of your problems, and the next person to take a seat next to you is the older, more wiser version of you. You greet each other, you're so happy to see each other. And you have this inner feeling that something is going to make sense in this room. So you ask your higher self, I feel like I'm doing everything right. I'm scripting, I'm visualizing, I'm trying so hard. It's been days, weeks, and I feel sometimes on top of the world, like it's coming my way. And then this doubt hits me out of nowhere. It may be small, a little trigger and then I stop the momentum. I feel alone in my thoughts and no one could help choose the right path. And your higher self listens with compassion, remembering that feeling. You further explain that this panic can set in and destroy all of my hard work. You scramble to fix your thoughts, to force yourself back into that high vibration. But the doubt feels heavy and real, and it just won't budge. And sometimes it's frustrating, like a cycle. And it's rooted in the biggest myth of the manifestation community. It's having that idea that everything must be 100% perfect, 100% all of the time. And that pressure to be perfect leaves that doubt feeling. You're afraid of creating because you won't get it right. And the truth is, the only person that's holding you back is you. And so you feel this meltdown that you can't manifest what you want. And you know it won't happen to me. And your higher self simply says, relax. It's all working exactly as it's planned. You see, a few years ago, I was trying to manifest a huge, massive career change. I wanted to leave my stable, sensible job and chase my soul's desire. And on paper, it looked completely impossible. I didn't have the savings or the connection. I didn't have a clear path. It was just everyone around me that told me I was nuts. But I threw myself into this manifestation. I scripted every morning. I visualized my new life. And for a while, it felt amazing. But as weeks turned into months, nothing on the outside changed. The doubt started to eat me alive. It wasn't a quiet whisper anymore, it was screaming. And this restlessness voice in my head, you're going to fail. You're going to end up with nothing. You're going to make a huge mistake. And then one night, it all came to a head. I was sitting on the floor in my apartment and surrounded by vision boards, journals, and I wanted to break down. I was crying. totally consumed with the uncertainty of what was going to happen. I felt like the world's biggest failure, but in that moment, I wasn't just fighting doubt anymore. I was surrounded and surrendered to it completely. I said out loud to the universe, okay. I fully, completely doubt this is possible. I feel hopeless. And then in that moment, something strange happened. That moment of complete, brutal honesty. A little bit of space inside of me opened up. And it felt like the war was over. I just stopped fighting myself. And that space that was rooted inside popped up this new question. But what if? What if? What if this feeling of hopelessness is just part of the journey? What if this feeling of this amazing career felt this way just before the breakthrough? What if this doubt is a sign? Not a bad sign, but a signal that I'm right on the edge of my comfort zone. Right where the magic is about to happen. And I didn't have the answers. But the questions, they changed. They shifted my reality, my resistance into curiosity. Instead of being the person that was fighting doubt, I decided to be the person on the verge of a breakthrough. And even with all of the uncertainty, I just took small steps, aligned action, with hope, curiosity. Small steps. I concentrated on what I had rather than what I needed. I concentrated more on small steps to get the job done rather than trying to make it perfect. And then as short as 2 weeks later, I had synchronicities. They could be so wild that I knew that an opportunity was about to land on my lap. The doubt was still there, but it didn't stop a thing. You see, here's a secret. Your manifestation doesn't depend on your absence of doubt. It depends on your energy, your identity, your consciousness, and your ability to learn. A moment or a day or a doubt won't cancel the order to the universe. Think of it like you're driving from Los Angeles to New York, and you take the wrong turning, and you suddenly end up in Mexico. Of course, you've gotten the signal wrong, but you change direction and head towards New York. Doubt is that signal. It's not a verdict of your manifestation, it's simply just there as a notification. It's saying, this doesn't feel aligned with my reality. Maybe we're running into a problem. Maybe it's time to ask myself some more questions. And this advice, it helps you to reprogram that new thought. It creates that body, nervous system, mind, real belief, where you can repeat, I am wealthy, I am okay, I am in the right place at the right time, I am wealthy, I am okay, I am in the right place at the right time. And your doubt is just showing. It's just showing that your nervous system is used to it. So try asking the questions instead of relying on doubt. And the next time you have doubt, you do the exact opposite of what you've been told. You don't fight it. You don't suppress it. You don't run from it. You stop. Take a deep breath. And welcome it in and say hello. Hello, doubt, I see you. Thank you for trying to protect me. Thank you for understanding this acknowledgement of this internal war. You take the power out of doubt by refusing to make it an enemy. You're no longer wrestling it, you're asking it, translating it. And once you acknowledge doubt, you look for the message that it may bring. You say, instead of, this will never work, you ask yourself, why do I feel this might not work? But why would I feel like it's not working? Who would I do? What would I say? What would I be? If this were to work? Is this desire or my reality? It's not about visualization, it's about understanding your intuitive self. You're not denying doubt. You're simply choosing to place focus on the empowering frequency. And this is a journey. that you can use every time that doubt creeps in. You close your eyes. You imagine your 2 chairs. The older wisdom, your higher self. Your nervous system calms down and you ask the questions in order to reprogram your beliefs. This isn't faking it. It's giving your body and your nervous system direct order. It's about allowing a few moments for your intuitive self to guide you through. So right now, I'll go quiet for a few moments. And if you had one doubt, how could you turn that into a question? And allow your higher self to give you the right direction. If you listen closely, you can hear right now. Then you give thanks for this moment. You give thanks to your higher self for all of the answers, and for yourself for asking them. And you simply curl up in your comfortable chair and drift off to sleep.